Assalamu alaikum students. Today our topic is why do atoms form chemical bonds? As you know, everything around us is made up of matter. And what is matter? Anything that has mass and occupy volume is called matter. Matter exists in three physical states: solid, liquid, and gases. Matters are basically made up of atoms. So, we can say that atoms are building blocks of matter. Atoms bind with each other to form molecules. For example, two hydrogen atom or two chlorine atom bind with each other. They form hydrogen and chlorine molecules. When one carbon atom combines with four hydrogen atom, it forms methane molecule. When one oxygen atom combined with two hydrogen atom, it forms water molecule. The force responsible for binding the atom is called chemical bond. Why do atoms form chemical bonds? It is universal rule that everything in the world tends to become more stable. Look at this picture. It is a sand clock. Sand is coming downward to become stable. But how atoms achieve stability? Atoms achieve stability in two ways: by attaining electronic configuration of noble gases, which are helium, neon, argon, etc., and their electronic configuration is Ns2, Np6, or they can have 2 or 8 electrons in their valence shell, which is the sign of stability. For example, when hydrogen and oxygen atom come closer, hydrogen contains 1 electron, it requires at least 2 electrons to become stable, and oxygen contains 6 electrons, it requires at least 8 electrons to become stable. So by joining together, hydrogen attains at least 2 electrons in its valence shell and oxygen attains at least 7 electrons. So hydrogen becomes stable and still oxygen requires 1 electron to become stable. Why noble gases are stable? Or what is the stability of noble gases? Noble gases do not react with other atoms or each other. They do not need to gain, lose or share electrons to become stable. It means that they are stable in nature. When their electronic configuration was studied, it was seen that they have 2 electrons in helium or 8 electrons in their outermost shell. For example, for neon, argon, krypton and xenon. It indicates that noble gases have completely filled valence shells. Hence, they are non-reactive. For example, helium contains 2 electrons and its electronic configuration is 1s2. Its valence shell has 2 electrons. Neon contains 10 total electrons and its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, which means its second shell have 8 electrons. On the other hand, argon has 18 electrons and its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 and 3s2, 3p6, which means that its third shell has total 8 electrons. What is duplet rule? Attaining 2 electrons in the k-valence shell is called duplet rule and it is only applicable for hydrogen or helium. For example, hydrogen has only 1 electron in its valence shell. When two hydrogen atoms come closer to each other, they share their electron and each atom acquires 2 electrons by sharing their electrons. What is octet rule? Attaining 8 electrons in the valence shell is called octet rule. For example, sodium has 1 electron in its valence shell and fluorine has 7 electrons in its valence shell. By donating 1 electron, sodium acquires 8 electrons in its valence shell and fluorine also attains 8 electrons in its valence shell. Then how do atoms attain noble gas electronic configuration or stability? To get noble gas electronic configuration, atoms combine with each other and form chemical bonds. In other words, we can say that atoms form chemical bonds to achieve stability by acquiring inert or noble gas electronic configuration, which is Ns2Np6. Atoms can attain 8 electrons in their valence shell in 3 ways. Number 1, by giving valence shell electrons to other atoms if valence shell has less than 3 electrons. In this case, they form cation. Number 2, by gaining electrons from other atoms. If valence shell have 5 or more electrons, they gain electrons and anion is formed. Number 3, by sharing valence electron with each other. How many types of bonds atoms can form? If the bond formation is between ions, i.e. cation and anion, it is due to the electrostatic force of attraction between them. It is ionic bond formation. Like in this example, sodium donates its electron to fluorine and becomes cation, and fluorine becomes anion by gaining 1 electron, and ionic bond is formed between them. If bond formation is due to mutual sharing of electrons between two bonded atoms, then covalent bond is formed. Covalent bond formation can be of two types. Number 1, between two similar atoms. In this case, both shared pair of electrons revolve around the two nuclei equally and non-polar covalent bond is formed. Another type is when the covalent bond is formed between two dissimilar atoms that have comparable electronegativity. That is, one bonded atom has higher electronegativity and the other bonded atom has lower electronegativity. In that case, higher electronegative atom attracts shared pair of electron towards itself and becomes partial negative, and second atoms which has low electronegativity becomes partial positive and they attract each other, and the bond formation is polar covalent bond. There is third type of bond which is due to the one-sided sharing of electron between two bonded atoms. That is, only one atom shares its electron pair to the second atom also. It is known as coordinate covalent bond or dative covalent bond. The fourth type of bond is if valence shell electron becomes free and are attracted by all atoms equally. It is known as metallic bond formation. There is effect of energy on bond formation. As you already know that there are forces of attraction between electron and nucleus and forces of repulsion between electrons inside an atom. Similarly, when two atoms come closer to each other, the attractive forces as well as repulsive forces becomes operative. The chemical bond formation depends upon net forces of attraction or repulsion. If forces of attraction become dominant as compared to repulsive forces, the energy of two bonded atoms or the energy of the system is lowered and atoms come closer to each other and they form molecules. On the other hand, if forces of repulsion becomes dominant, the energy of system is raised and atoms move quickly and move away from each other and molecule is not formed. Hope you have understood well. Allah Hafiz.